In this video, I'm going to be showing you all how to replace the ISM or ignition switch module in your 2003 and newer Saab 9-3. The ignition switch module can, of course, be one of the causes of some common ignition-related problems or key-related problems on these cars, such as a steering column lock error or a key not turning in the ignition error. Along with the ISM, it could also possibly be the SIM. A Tech 2 is really required to diagnose that a lot of times. I do have a video on a SIM replacement in the top corner if you're interested. Now, before we get into the removal and installation of this, a couple more things I want to mention. First off, Tech 2, like I just touched on, it's plug and play. ISM does not require any Tech 2 programming, which is awesome. So it's one of the very few modules you do not need a Tech 2 on to replace. Another little thing, 2003 models such as mine actually have a lit up ISM. If you do not have a 2003, you might notice that these words here do not light up green. 2003 only actually had a lit up ISM, so that's a common upgrade a lot of people will do. And lastly, if you're looking for a video on disassembly or cleaning of this, I'm not going to do that here because this is just a quick fix video, simple replacement. There's also some tricks out there on how to manually retract or free the ISM with this little spring back here while it's in the car to freely turn the key. There's some great videos on both the cleaning and that little shortcut on YouTube, so if you search this video, you might have those videos in your feed as well. But let's get into replacing this. As you all probably know, our ISM is located right in the middle of the center console here, and it is unfortunately not incredibly easy to access. So first thing we're going to do is pop off our shift surround. That you can remove either by kind of sticking your fingers under this to pop it off or by reaching under here and popping it off. Next, we need to remove or at least loosen this whole big center console piece. So there's a few T25s we need to remove in order to do that. One of them is sitting right here. There are two down in the front here. I have the smart slot cup holder. You might not have this here, but there are, regardless of what's here, two T25s that hold this in as well. If you pull up the rubber mat in your center console, you'll see there's another two under that. Might want to note that these two are slightly smaller than the rest of the T25s I've removed so far. If I come under here by the emergency brake, there's some little plastic clips that hold that piece in. That reveals a couple more. There was one under the smart slot cup holder I forgot. This one, again, smaller. I'm gonna need to use an actual ratchet because the e-brake's in the way. On each the driver and passenger footwell, there is one T25 that holds this little kick panel piece on. You can just kind of pull this down and it sort of unhooks itself, comes out very easily. And now I can see there is one more T25 up here that is holding this to the lower dashboard. I'm willing to repeat that process on the other side by removing the kick panel as well as that T25. At this point we can see our ISM pretty well. It's this black module in the middle of the screen. And so the way to release it from the center console is to use a little screwdriver or something similar to press in on these metal tabs. You can see there's two on each side, and then I'll push it out of its position. I'm applying downward pressure as I'm doing this, so that way it's keeping this metal tab sort of stuck. There we go. You can see that side's unhooked, so I'll just do the same thing on the other side. Use a little flathead to remove the connector. And then there are two little plastic clips that hold the connector into this little like bracket here. Actually, it looks like there's four. There's two on the other side that you can't quite see, but I'm just using a screwdriver, gently pushed on all those and was able to remove them. There we go. Just popped it off. It's gonna make my life a lot easier. Had to cut it there because I was really struggling trying to figure out how to get this out, because essentially you'll see there, the air ducting is blocking the ISM from coming out. So I kind of used both hands on the center console, pulled up as hard as I could without breaking it, and then was able to slide this out just enough to where you see it now. And actually this is the ISM connector, which you can see kind of on the back here. It's hard to get on camera at that angle, but we need to remove that. And this connector is right on the air duct, so you can't really get it until the ISM is out of place, but there you go. As they say, install is reverse of removal. We're going to start by plugging in our actual connector for the I keep wanting to call it the ICM, the ISM. I'm going to lift this up as I'm putting this in because I don't want to scratch the ISM. Quite a bit of prying. Just kind of find its home there. I'm going to clip this little bracket back in for the harness here. Pretty simple. And so we can begin reinstalling these T25s. I'm going to start with that one up there and then move to our big kick panel piece here. A little bit complicated, you have to layer it properly. Tighten that down, put a little cap on, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Let's continue with our install. All these bolts up here, there's one on each side. Remember the shorter bolts. And there's the two in the back. Clips in very easily. Smart slot insert. And then lastly, put this in. Now I should note, spoiler, my ISM was not bad. I've just been seeing a lot of posts about ISM problems lately online, so I figured making this video might be beneficial to some, whether it be now or in the future. I'm gonna reconnect the battery and make sure I didn't mess anything up. All right, let's give this a test. Key turns, and the car starts up. That is a successful demonstration, I suppose. Not really a repair, because thankfully my ISM, knock on wood, is not or was not faulty. But hopefully this helped some of you in one capacity or another. If you found this video informative or helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you want to help support the channel some more, check out my Patreon as well as my merchandise, both of which are linked at the top of the description. That's all for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one.